Hello, today we're going to be going over the Glowtail cave. We're going to go into it and see what it looks like, see if it's better or worse than it was in Ark for PvP, and of course just kind of exploring it in general. Alright, so if you want to know where to find the Glowtail cave, we'll open the map here. Okay, our map shows us at 48.2, 27.4. Now, as we've seen in previous videos, that's not necessarily accurate, so we'll go into our inventory and show you on this map here as well. Okay, so if we zoom in and we get the coordinates here, it says 48.2 and 27.4. Just so you know, it's right outside of the portal area. As you come across that bridge that falls down out, whereas you leave the portal area and that you see the blue rings there, you'll see this pool of water here. So let me go above it. Okay, so that's the portal area there as you come out into aberration. Right to the right, you'll see some water and this little rock there, and to the left, you will see those trees, and down there and some more water. If you go to the right, there's this little pool of water that goes around this rock, and right on the other side of this rock, right, is the entrance to the Glowtail cave. Alright, as we can see, the entrance is pretty big, but it was before, and then as we get in here, there should be a place where we have to crawl, basically, to get in. So you'll come around this corner here, and you could kind of have defenses here. As you can see, this is kind of big. Stegos and stuff like that can walk back through and come down in here. But you could have defenses here, but that would block you from having defenses further in. So it's best not to have defenses here, just a bunch of spam. Okay, and this here used to be something you had to like really crawl to get under, right? Really crouch. Small characters could crouch, big characters had to crawl. All right, they widened this quite a bit. All right, so you could get some decent sized dinos through here. Yeah, and this entrance, this part of the entrance is the only thing that made this Glowtail cave worth taking for a PvP cave. Now that it's gone, it really won't be worth living in. You'd be better off probably building up somewhere high. Although the new airships will just be able to pop your base if you're up high without ever having to soak a turret. But, so maybe not now because of the airship. But before, without flyers on this map, building up high would be ideal. But, yeah, so since you can pretty much walk through this, and there's not a whole lot of space here. Okay, yeah, so you can see, you can pretty much get really close to this without getting shot by turrets, so there were turrets set up in there on the back wall. So you can be able to pop it left and right up there and shoot at the turrets with tech weapons. So you'd be able to destroy any tech turrets that are in here, even if you don't have them on structures. Now, of course, heavies can't be destroyed by tech weapons unless they are on structures, but yeah, so this wall is not that far back, so it's not close. It's too close to really use this as a good defense. It's better than maybe nothing, but yeah, I don't know that I would use this cave now for PvP. All right, so we go through this entrance here. This is also where you can get some Glowtails, right? Because this is a Glowtail cave. Then we come in and we'll go down. Around this corner, this is where a lot of PvP fights happen once you get past that entrance part right here. Basically, once you pass that and you're in this part on crouching stuff. Basically, in the past, once you were past that crouch point and you got into here, it was pretty much over for the enemy. All they can do is slow you down until you got into their base. You can uncrow stuff in here. You can still uncrow stuff in here. I know a lot of players think you can't use crow pods anymore because they limited it with the structures and all that. But yeah, no, that's not the case at all. You can uncrow really close to enemy structures. Right, and I have a video if you want to check it out that shows you how close you can actually be to uncrow your dinos near enemy structures. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. You can definitely uncrow them. Just makes it harder for griefers, right? For actual assaults on players' caves. You can definitely uncrow easily enough inside an enemy cave. Alright, so as you see, I haven't seen anywhere good to put turrets. I mean, you can technically put them all along the walls, up in these hallways and across the ceilings. But all this cave is really small and close together, so any turrets you put up are going to kind of count against the other turrets in the cave. And the key to holding a cave is to getting like 100 turrets firing at one time. A couple of turrets here and there aren't going to stop anybody. Or at least not anybody that knows what they're doing. So this is a cool looking cave. I mean, it's still the Glowtail cave, right? I don't know why all these bushes are in here, but alright. Got a new kind of cool looking bush here. I guess we just kind of trade out vegetation for these bushes. We go through here. Here's another kind of a stopping point here where bigger dinos can't get through. So this might be the next place to hold. But as you come around the corner, you can come in here, and then let's see. Well, I mean, this might be able to hold for a little while. It's still a pretty decently sized entrance. Turtles and other dinos like that can get through here. So you'll be able to use quick dinosaurs to get you really close to the enemy's turrets. Yeah, it definitely looks like you have room to get the maximum distance for the turrets so that they hit. Probably want them hitting. We don't want to be careful about 3 foundations, right? So 1, 2. Yeah. You probably want your turrets hitting about here while firing into this room. But if you go if they fire all the way against this back wall, all the way back into here, then they might be close enough to get tech weaponed from right here. So you have to be careful about that. And of course, as an enemy pushed in and destroyed enough structures, they might be able to get some stegos out and walk it through here. Which makes this not quite good, but you know, it might be worth taking. But the problem is, this is the largest area in the Glowtail cave. This is where you want to build and breed, and instead you're gonna have to leave all this space in front of the turrets going all over there open. So it'll definitely limit your building in here. If you see, we got some waterfalls in here. The cave's cool looking. Right, Aberration's always been a nice looking map. I'm glad I'm not seeing the brown sandstone everywhere in the other maps. So that's good. I'm checking this out. Alright, now let's see. Oh, we found a explorers. No, whoops. Must be hidden in the bushes and stuff. Okay. Alright, so we go around this corner here, and as you can see, there's several ways down into this cave. That's another thing that'll make it kind of weaker if you can get someone in through this hole here. So to give you an idea, someone pops all their speed running stuff, pops a beer, pulls out a shield, and they're wearing their, you know, almost 2k Duraflak. Come running around here, sprint through here. You can use this to LS turrets, swap out their armor if they've taken too much damage, and then sprint again. And if they can make it across here, which that wasn't that long of a gap, even if you're getting shot by turrets that way, even 100. A group of players some of them could make it. The ones in the lead would probably die, depending on how much movement speed all the movement speed items gave them. Yeah, turrets do not. So let's say you had 10 players running this, you'd probably 5 of them, maybe 6 of them would probably make it over here before, and then they could swap out the armor again and go further down. So then you would have to put turrets in back up on this side to defend against that. And that would lessen the amount of turrets you could have over there, which means even more players could make it if the group ran out. Especially if they were used shoving dinosaurs out in front of them to distract the turrets as well. Alright, this basically just leads down to this pool of water in here. Oh, which I just jumped into. Alright, so this is kind of a big open chamber, and you got that room down there. You're probably going to want to have some crafting in here, or some reading going on in here because it's a large room that we can go over, and the cave goes further back though. So we'll jump over this. And since you can't really use grapples on Aberration, you probably have to bring a wingsuit or a good jumping dino to get through here on your first exploration. Then we got this loot crate here. I've already recorded down all the loot you can get on Aberration from these. I'm just working on getting the spreadsheet made up to look nice, and then getting the video out. So make sure to subscribe for those loot table videos. Now you would think that having to jump over this to get back here would be a nice little defense, and it is kind of. So this would be another place you could put turrets. So if you had turrets in here blocking that crouch way there, you probably won't be able to get turrets back over here. So you have to decide where you want to protect first. Or the room we were just in, or if you want to have your turret shooting over the drop here, so that players trying to jump over can't do it as easily. The problem is if they can get down below this and then pop up and shoot at your turrets, they'll have a nice little cover here. So keep that in mind. And if they use any type of speed dinos like the Eling or something like that, that can survive just long enough to get them over this, and they can drop down into there. And there's a lot of LOS issues depending on how you have your turret set up, which will let the players get further into the cave. Alright, yeah, and this is still pretty neat looking. We're kind of starting to get It's kind of the sandstony from the island a little bit, but it's kind of colored gray instead, but it looks a lot like the same rocks. Aberration had a bunch of different types of rocks, so then we can go farther back. It looks like it split two directions. Did they come back together? Now we'll just have to explore and see if they've made any new changes. I've raided this cave a bunch of times, but I don't like really know the layout of it. I'm usually so busy just rushing through here with C4. It looks a lot different with stuff in than instead of structures, but yeah. So okay, so there's another area over here we can drop down and take a look at. So this is cool. We got a nice pool of water. I mean, it's got a nice amount of area for building in, for breeding in, especially for smaller tribes. Back into here. We'll have to go back and take a couple of different paths and see where they come out at. Cool little structure in here. Was that structure in here before? It might have been. It's been a while since I've been on Aberration. So, yeah. And so we got a nice large room here. You can build some good cool crafting stations and breeding stations in here. Oh, this looks like a large tribe will be able to breed a lot in here, though. Right, we can drop down. That's cool looking. So the layout's kind of neat, but it's not very defensible. There's all kinds of different directions to go and all kinds of ways to hide from turrets. And you have to spread your turrets out so much to cover every direction. This just doesn't seem great. Trying to find a spot in here that would just be amazing for defending from. And so we can call it a good cave, but so far, no luck on that. So that brings us back down here, okay, to where we were. You know, the water. This one goes back up. Okay, and we're heading back out into this room where we could have dropped down and run down here. Okay. So we'll have to go up and see where that split to the right went here in just a minute. But let's check out this room. This is probably the artifacts up here. And Aberration's got these cool like metal structures and stuff from some gigantic builders or something. Alright, if you're curious, this one has Artifact of the Depths in it. Alright, so there wasn't anything behind the artifact. Well, if we go, the spot where we jumped over to get back to the back of the Glowtail cave, if we go down instead, there's a place down here near the water where we can go to the back of the cave as well, so it's another way through. Alright, so if we go up this land bridge between the waterfalls and we see the waterfall there, we can go under that one. There's a cave. Kind of swings back and circles around. It's the right one. We look, yeah. Alright, so it swings back and circles around, and when you go in here, you can end up back into the back of the cave as well without having to go through the jumps. Alright, so you just kind of follow it around. Takes you in here, and then there's some Glowtails. Alright, you can see there's a Glowtail over there. You can see the light beaming around it. Alright, there's a drop with some water. You can jump over this. Probably need a wingsuit or some good jumping dino. Alright, and then here's your Glowtail. Oh, he's getting brighter. I got a lot brighter. Next to it, and we can head up through here. As you can see, there's just not really anywhere good to build defenses. Of course, if you're really good at PvP and you're never offline, or your tribe is never offline, alright, you guys can build anywhere you want and probably be fine. As long as you're, fighting. So, building this cave would just limit what the enemies could attack you with, which may be beneficial if you're really good. But if your tribe has any offline time at all, you don't want to be in a cave like this. So as you can see, it's another pathway to the back here. So it just makes it even more areas you have to cover with turrets, and all this area is kind of close together, so it all ends up seeing the other turrets. So you're just limiting how many you can actually defend with at one place at one time. So yeah, it's going to be weakening your defense quite a bit. And then we have one more path to go down and see where that goes. All right, so that path that split off to the right and left, or I was wondering if there's a split. We're going to head to the right this time and see where it comes out at. It looks like we're going up, and it comes out. Oh, okay, it comes up directly over the other path and drops back down to it. All right, so not really much there. Just kind of interesting little spot. So this cave would be a lot of fun to put a maybe PvE base or something into. I wouldn't recommend it for PvP. Probably give this 2 out of 10 stars for PvP. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.